Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to share a video with you. I recently received an item from one of the big online hobby companies, and it was pretty badly damaged. It was a big ARF, it was a big S-box, and the box was actually two boxes taped together to fit this large ARF. It wasn't taped together very well at all. Once around with the tape, and FedEx got there, and it was bad. I mean, it was coming apart, and so I took delivery of it anyways. I could have refused it, but I took delivery anyways, and the plane was indeed damaged. The tail of the fuselage was damaged, and one wingtip was damaged. So that inspired me to make this video. I wanted to share with you some of the things I learned as a driver for Federal Express for about 8 years, and I'll get right into it. One of the first things you want to do is you want to ask the shipper. Sometimes it's a good idea when you're ordering things that are really fragile, like an ARF, especially a balsa ARF or a wood ARF, is get on the phone and call and place your order. I know that's not always convenient. Sometimes it's easier to sit in your car or at work or whatever and get online and place an order. But if you call up and you say, please put a note to the shipping department and ask them to double box it for me, and they will indeed do that. And I also recommend that you ask them to make sure it has fragile stickers on all 6 sides, and if they would write top load on it. A lot of the manufacturers, a lot of the online sites, stores, I don't know why they don't make up some 4-inch by 6-inch labels in fluorescent orange that say top load only, please. What this does is when it goes through a system like FedEx, Smart Post, where I think FedEx handles it in the beginning and then the post office takes it from them and they deliver it to your door. When they see this, it keeps the boxes from going into like an aircraft can or an 18-wheeler, because if those things get back to the station or the depot first, say John picks up from Extreme Flight, he gets back to the station early, and all his boxes go into an aircraft can or an 18-wheeler or a box truck or whatever, and then Will gets back and he picks up auto parts, heads for engines, intake manifolds, and there's a ton of weight there, right? And where are those going to go? Right on top of what's already in the can. It doesn't matter whether it's artificial flowers or hair conditioner or ARFs. So that's one thing that you want to do. When a box is coming to you and when a box is going out, write top load only on it. A lot of the cargo handlers that load the aircraft cans, load the trucks, like myself, when I got off the road, I would work the reload, they called it. And it's when I saw that, I would set the item aside, load the aircraft can, and before we put the doors on it, there was a team. Before I put the doors on the aircraft can, we would take those boxes that we set aside and we'd set them on top of the different aircraft cans, the freight that was already in there. And sometimes we used all 4 or 5 to get these boxes that were marked top load. So top load only is really important. The other thing is when you're shipping a box, when you're packing a box to go out, use a good quality tape. I use Scotch. This is Scotch. It's a heavy duty shipping tape. It's crystal clear. 3M is also an excellent brand. I don't think I've tried any other brands. I did try to save a few bucks and I got some from a discount store. It's made in China. It's really cheap and it's got a yellowy tinge to it. It sucks. Don't use it. The adhesive sucks. It tears easy. It's just not worth your time. Cheap insurance is spending a little more money on quality products to pack your item. The other thing that I use and I recommend is get yourself some fluorescent fragile labels. Look on eBay, look on Amazon, and get the ones that have 5-star reviews. Don't try to save any money on this. Get good ones. It makes and what you're paying for is a better adhesive, a fragile sticker that's not going to blow off in the wind or when other boxes touch it or whatever. And those, the ones that are cheap are cheap. I've tried them. Forget it. One thing that I've learned, I've always been into vintage audio equipment, stereos, receivers, and stuff like that. And I have shipped a few, and I have received a few. Out of the half a dozen that I received, 2 of them were damaged, and 2 were damaged really badly. They were packed like crap, And then time is money in the shipping business. Things tend to get tossed around. It's really not intentional, but sometimes things will come down the conveyor belt. They fall off the end of the conveyor belt, and that's a 4-foot drop. And if you're dealing with an antique piece of equipment like that, it could be 50, 60, 70. Some of them are up there 80 pounds, like the old Macintosh stuff. That hits the ground and it's not packed perfect. It's going to get damaged. So what I like to do is use a really heavy box, sometimes 2 boxes, and I put the box together, tape it on the bottom when I'm putting the box together, flip the box upright, and then I open the little flaps that are folded down in the box and put a bead of aliphatic resin, or commonly known as wood glue. Doesn't really matter what brand, but the yellow wood glue, put a bead of that, and then fold those flaps down, put your product in. And then when you close the box up, once it's good and secure and you've filled all the voids in the box, all the voids, put another bead of wood glue on each flap, fold your other, your side flaps over, and then give it hit it with your packing tape. What I do is I do the end of the box where the flaps meet the side of the box, and then go all the way around the box. Get your fragile labels, all 6 sides. Make sure you're right with a nice thick marker. Top load only, and then working for FedEx, it really doesn't hurt to put please and then a little thank you. Okay, you'd be surprised how far that goes with the guys that are loading your stuff. So I think that's about it. Those are some of the things, but making sure that when something's coming to you, they usually, most companies are really good about packing things. The ARFs, the retail packaging is in a sleeve that fits it like a glove. And companies like Extreme Flight, Northwest RC, Tim out at Northwest, their boxes are marked really well. They say top load, they say fragile, and I've never gotten anything damaged from them. But some of the online, Amazon and some of those, they're, like, again, time is money. So those few little steps will help when you're sending something out. Nice smooth transaction, and when you got something coming to you, sometimes it pays to get on the phone and just make those recommendations. Request it, demand it. They'll put a note on your, I know Tower Hobbies puts a note on my account. It says all items must be double boxed. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, help me out. And consider subscribing and hit the little notification bell, and you'll get a notification every time we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. We'll see you at the field.